Good evening, everybody. Before I begin, can I get a show of hands in the audience of how many people think sports athletes are overpaid or earn too much money? So, that's about 11 of you in the class of 18. Today, I would like to talk about an assumption that really bothered me, and that's actually the notion that sports athletes are overpaid. So, over the weekend, NBA player and Oklahoma City Thunder star Russell Westbrook signed a 5-year, $205 million deal. As is the case with most big money sport contracts, there are disparaging comments all over the internet, such as, quote, all that money for bouncing a ball, and quote, waste of money, another overpaid athlete. However, these comments are simply untrue and unfair in my opinion. As fellow NBA star Kobe Bryant once said, you have to fight for what your market value is. Think about this. There are 320 million people in the United States. At any given point, there are 450 active NBA players, 750 active MLB players, and 16,096 active NFL players, which is only 0.00085% of the population. Simply put, not many people can do what these athletes do. One of the most basic concepts in economics is scarcity. Society has limited resources and unlimited wants and needs. In the case of sports players, sports represents society's unlimited wants and needs, as it is present everywhere and is on a 24/7 newsreel, whether that's social media, television, newspaper, radio, etc. However, athletes represent limited resources, since again, like I mentioned earlier, there are only a few amount of people who can excel at what athletes do. Additionally, sports players generate revenue better than most professionals do. The fact is, people turn on the television and buy tickets, merchandise, and jerseys for the athletes, not the owners who actually own the team. In sports, as is the case with most industries, it is the workers, in this case athletes, who are underpaid, and the owners, or CEOs, who make too much money. So if you think sports athletes are overpaid, I think you should look at the salaries and income of the owners and point to them for your increased ticket sales and increased beer prices and everything else at the stadium. Thank you.